12 o'clock. It's Friday.
Yay.
What's going on, Charlie?
We're here. We made it to another Friday. Wow.
Well, I guess nowadays that used to be a joke. Hey, we made it to another Friday. Now it's like, well, we made it to another Friday, thank goodness, right?
Thank God it's Friday.
Here we are, Full Throttle Vision. We're here every Friday live at 12 o'clock. Oh, I got to look at the new cameras. We got new setups and everything.
That's right.
John, them been busy over here. So at WeBeam Studios. And we said, he was like, we got some time. We had some stuff to put up. So now I'm looking at this camera and I actually got a monitor I can see. It's pretty cool, isn't it, Charlie?
I got another monitor over here, too. We just surrounded now.
Yeah, we are.
So four monitors we got in front of us, plus me playing on the big screen with the internet, keeping up with all your comments.
That's right. So, guys, make sure you say hi. Tell us where you're from. So I did something funny yesterday. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff.
You changed your underwear.
I did. Well, for the first time, and I showered in a week. Yes, I did both those things. I had to make sure the beard looked good for today. I put a funny thing on my personal Facebook page. Did you see that? I said, okay. Everybody knows that I love the conspiracy theorists. You know, I love the conspiracy theories just for fun. I said, okay, let's hear your conspiracy theories about the COVID-19. I want to say on my personal page, I have over 100 comments on the, but 99 of them are Carol Baskin did it. So that's what's funny is 90 of them are Tiger King references. I'm just kidding. A lot of them are just crazy things that we think up or hear that are conspiracy theories about this COVID-19 crap. I mean, let's face it. That's all we got to talk about, people. Besides that, our live web show and our new magazine online and our online bike show. But, I mean, where are you at with this, Charlie? What's your opinion?
I'm bored to tears. I am just bored to tears. I mean, now the great news is my daughter's COVID-19 test come back negative, so thank God for that with Tiffany on that. But, you know, it's like everybody's under house arrest. This can't.
I saw your post this morning. Welcome inmates, or good morning inmates.
You know, I don't know what we're going to do about this because they can't. As bad as they want to control it, they just can't keep people shut in forever.
And today's the first day, literally, of the shutdown. And I had to run and do some bank stuff and go to the office because we're media, so we're okay on this whole thing. And there's a ton of people outside. There's a ton of people driving. There's a ton of people on the roads. Nobody's. I don't know if they're not taking it seriously or we're supposed to, or I just don't think the world knows what to do right now. You want my honest opinion?
Well,
I don't think we know it's stay at home or safer at home or whatever it is, and I get that, but what's that entitle? What's that entail? Just stay away from everybody?
Well, you know, the thing is, as much as they're trying to control this, life goes on. The world keeps spinning. I've told people, you know, two things I can guarantee. Tonight, the sun's going to set in the west, and the morning's going to rise in the east. The world keeps turning.
But that's all we got.
You know, and people
mean it
have
goes
to
around
survive.
the flat side and comes back on
comes around the flat side. Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
I'm just kidding. I love, you know, one thing I love, when people start talking about all this stuff, I go to the flat earth and just, it gets people something fierce, man. It's so fun.
Well, the other thing that gets people fierce is your moon conspiracy.
Oh, the moon conspiracy. Yeah, we didn't land on a moon and the earth is flat.
Yep.
And people just lose their ever-loving mind. And I do it just to get a rise out of people. And I love having a couple points to go, yeah, but what about this? Yeah, but what about that? I said, you only believe in what they're showing you. You're never going to go up there and actually see for sure, because you go to the highest point that you can get to as a regular person and still don't look round. It's very flat. And they're like, it's round. I said, because they showed you a picture of the round earth? I mean, what do you want in the end? Because you can see the moon and it's round? I mean, and they love getting on it. And I just love egging it on. I just love pushing that button. I don't know why. It's not that I believe them. Don't get me wrong. There's a little truth in every conspiracy theory. Everybody knows that. And I don't believe them, but I love pushing that button and getting people talking about it.
What's next? Lee Harvey Oswald didn't act alone, you know?
The grassy knoll.
I
don't get into all those. Those ones are, I mean, those happen. That one legitimately.
You know, dogs and cats living together. What the hell, you know?
Oh, listen, that's a farce. Dogs and cats don't live together. I'm just kidding. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. What's going on? Hello, all. Was that you?
Yeah.
Guys, comment on our show. Let's see if you're watching. Tell us where you're from, what you're doing. Give us your stay-at-home thing that you're doing. You guys playing video games? Are you cleaning? Are you taking this time to fix the stuff that? Are you doing the honey-do list? Are we? Oh, what's this? Did you pull that up or no?
Yes.
Are you doing the honey-do list? Are you cooking more? And I think should be called the COVID 30. You know why COVID 30? Because I'm going to come out of this weighing an extra 30 pounds. Dana's already over there going, it's going to be the COVID 30 because we're all going to come out going, God, I thought I weighed 30. I weighed 30 pounds more after this.
Well, I put a thing on where 2 dogs fight, and I said, "This is what the couples are like after shut in." And Dana's like, "Yep, that's
was
right."
That the 2 dogs, the 2 corgis that were barking
Yep.
at each other? I said, "That's funny." I actually watched it a couple times. I'm like, I'm sure that's a lot of couples out there right now.
Oh, they said the divorce rate is going to be through the roof.
Divorce rate or pregnancy rate?
9 months from now, yep. So mark your calendars. 9 months from now, we're going to have the baby boom again.
Don't name your kid COVID, please. Just
yeah. So and all that good stuff. Hell, even the head coach of LSU went and filed for divorce from his wife.
Really?
Yep.
What's his name?
You know,
the scratchy voice guy,
that's
right?
Scratchy voice. That's right.
What's his
Coach
name?
O, yeah, Coach Ogeron.
Oh yeah.
And even told the judge she can keep one of our houses as long as I get the other. He's like, here.
His voice is worse than my dad's. I have to say, and he's got his voice is better.
Your dad has it.
Oh, I could you imagine getting yelled at by him, by that coach?
I have been yelled at him.
Oh really? You know the guy?
Your dad?
Oh
Yeah.
no, the coach. That
No.
guy's got the voice that. Oh man, if you guys know the LSU guy, Coach Oster.
Coach Ogeron. Everybody calls him Coach O.
So
we finally got a coach that don't have an accent.
Yeah, he's just got a bad voice. So one cool thing is Charlie's looking through this right now. They said they've been working on it. We did our what is it? Our virtual online bike show. I named it, and I got to remember it. So what we did is we're tried it this way, and we're probably going to change it up for the next one. But right now we're doing a virtual online bike show. The registrations have all been done. Right now you're voting for the bikes. Can we pull up the Class 1? Let's see where he's at with this, and you can see. If you go to our Facebook page, which is what you're probably watching this on, or at least go to the Florida Facebook page, and Baggers. Baggers is class number 1. So, first one he pulls up is Everywhere Eddie. Perfect. So there's Everywhere Eddie's bike. That was just a trial I made, actually. And if you go to the next one, you can flip through them. And what it is I made a post on our page. It says, Class 1, Bagger. And then I put all the pictures.
It's not Everywhere Eddie, it's Nowhere Eddie right now.
It's Nowhere. I did see that. He just said Nowhere Eddie. So you can see our classes right there. It's $20 to register. If you wanted to put in 2 classes, it was 30. 3 classes was 40. And what you send us 4 pictures of your bike, and I made these 4-picture spreads, if you want to pull up like the Eddies again, and show those 4 pictures on one, so you could see every side of it. You know, the front, back, side to side. And what you want to do is go into that post that we made that says like Class 1 Bagger, and you want to go like your favorite bike in there. Don't like them all because that just keeps it even, and you're just adding numbers to it. There's one right there. That is what's the name? That was in our office.
Yep.
Bart Virach, Bart V. I always screw up his last name. So that right there is a bike that's in there, and it says Class 1 Bagger, and you can see he submitted 4 pictures. I made that, and you can go in there and like that. So Bart's bike is that first one. There's the next one. They sent me 4 pictures, and I told people, you can put pretty girls on these bikes. It doesn't, you know, you can't. You can submit any picture you want. There's Willie's bike. They were the ones that came up with the idea and kind of helped us get going. Willie and Little Deb. So look at this. That's a beautiful bike. I think that's got some decent amount of likes on it.
I'm sure Willie and Little Deb's household is just crazy.
Some of their videos they've been doing playing games and stuff. They have this game where it's got this meter on your head. Little Deb, you got if you're watching, please show some of these, because what it is you have to get the person frustrated or excited or something, and their heart rate goes up, and you can see it go boop boop boop.
I'm sure Little Deb is getting him excited.
That was an awesome bike right there. That's Schubert Customs right there. Very cool. He just had a DJ from 3-6 Mafia make a comment for him, which is pretty cool. But you can see, you submit 4 pictures. We'll put it in that class. Now, we did this one on Facebook. I'm going to try and get the next one to be on our, there's Scott Wilson's bike. Beautiful bike. That one's got a lot of likes right there, that purple bike. What a color on that bike, too.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to try and do it on our website next time. I'm talking with my web guy. So right now until the 10th, you have voting. So up until the 10th, you can go vote for all these bikes. So go to our Facebook page, scroll down and look for the post that says Class 1 Bagger, Class 2 Non-Bagger, Class 3 is, I can't remember.
No one.
Class 2 is HD Non-Baggers, and there's trikes, and there's 10 of them. Go like your favorite one in there, and the winner's going to win a Morgan's Garage trophy. Now, I got a picture of Morgan's Garage with some trophies and stuff like that, his logo, and some trophies that he builds. He does these custom skulls. He's out of Zanesville, Ohio. In fact, yesterday I did a live stream opening his package that he sent to us. There they are. Look at that. Those are cool. Now, he does these. That middle one right there is a train piston, Charlie.
And that thing weighs a ton.
Oh, I mean, literally, I think a ton. Like, it might be huge. A ton. That is monster. So you got to think those regular pistons are car pistons right there. That thing is like a barrel that he cut the skull out of. And awesome guy. He just donated those to us, and we got one that's going up, and the winners will be announced on the 11th, April 11th, because voting goes up to the 10th. On the 11th, we start our next one. So the 11th through the 20th, you can register your bike. And what we're going to do is try and put it on our website this time, not our Facebook page, so you can go like it, and there's direct links. If not, I'm going to make an album on our Facebook page, which is a little easier, like everybody's been telling me.
Yeah, right now I just posted the link to go enter. So
there it is, and that's the cover of this month's issue right there. Full Throttle's online virtual bike show. Say it, Charlie.
Full Throttle Online's virtual bike show.
No, you got to say it like you're announcing it.
Oh, the Full Throttle virtual riding bike show. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You got to get Charlie worked up here.
Yeah, I don't have anything to MC right now. I'm going to have to start practicing in front of the mirror or something.
You might have to do the cat in the pause. Here comes Lucy the cat. You know, you might have to
here comes Tinker, you know.
You might just look outside your front door and start MCing. That's what I've... You know what's
Folks,
funny?
we have Awesome the Possum here with us visiting. Come on up, Awesome.
So I stepped out front of my house yesterday, and of course, neighborhoods, you know, my neighborhood's not the biggest, so it's kind of quiet. And so I did my live stream, and I'm like, hey, everybody. And the neighbors all like stick their heads out and looking at me. I'm like, oh, crap. Uh-oh. Something just fell. I just broke something.
You just came loose.
Oh, breaking loose here. Look at that's it. Everything's going crazy. But I did my live stream out front of my house. The neighbors all like, why is he yelling? What's he doing over there? I'm like, yeah, this is different to do a live stream when you're sitting at home. And you see the news doing it. They're all sitting in their own personal houses. They're all making it happen. You know, we're all supposed to be quarantining, right? Or what do you call it? Stay safe at home, bored.
Bored at home.
So, Charlie, what else we got to talk about today? We got the online bike show.
That's right.
The new magazine's up.
The new magazine's out. Do we have the link to that for everybody can go check out the...
Yeah, it's on FloridaFullThrottle.com. If you go to FloridaFullThrottle.com, you click on one of those other ones and go share it. That might take you back there. No, that's our square thing. FloridaFullThrottle.com. If you don't see the new issue, refresh that page. It's under news. It says newest issue or issues. And the new issue is there. It's got the cover. He just put it up a second ago, the new cover that says Full Throttle Virtual Online Bike Show. My daughter said that it was redundant. She goes, what's wrong with you, Dad? It's redundant. It's virtual and online is the kind of the same thing. I said, yeah, but it sounds cooler when you say virtual online bike show, right?
Yeah, check out the new website. We're pulling it right here. It's got a lot of new stuff on it.
New website is pretty badass. I like it a lot. We got Nico, and he's been really getting us going with that. And I've had a lot of compliments on our new website. Everybody's loving it. We're actually going to do some registration where if you sign up, you're going to get free chances, or you're going to get first chances of buying tickets for concerts we're putting on and everything like that. So if you go under news there, Charlie, I think it's under news. Oh, you can just copy the link. You can pull up the newest issue. Nope, news, Charlie.
I'm looking for news right there. Yeah.
Latest magazine. Under news, it says latest magazine.
I'm waking on it.
Hey, you're better than Dan. Dan, we had to blow that thing up. He couldn't see for anything, so we had to blow that thing way up there. So our new one that's coming out, that we start on the 11th, our new Full Throttle online virtual bike show, we're giving away a 55-inch TV. So what we're going to do is I found one on Amazon, and what we're going to do is if you win, you have the most likes, we're going to send you the trophy and a 55-inch TV right from Amazon, so you can get it and ship it right to you. So that's pretty cool right there. Another thing I tried to set up for June, I think June will be back to at least somewhat normal, right? I mean, I got to hope June we're back to somewhat normal. Yep. I know they're already saying May, we're going to be, I hope not. I hope by May 1st everything's back to normal. But June 13th, we're looking at right now. What is it, Charlie?
The Soaked and Sore Ass Run. We're going to be heading south this time, right?
Damn right. We're going back to where everybody wanted to go. The Keys, baby, the Keys. We're going to beautiful, sunny Keys right there. We're looking at June 13th. I've talked to Hog Heaven. Now, I may have been a little premature, but we need a place to end, and they're a big party stop. So even if we do it in a parking lot, we'll do it. We're going to go to Hog Heaven, so stay there. But I did talk to Bill Church, and he's talked at Quaker Steak and Loop. We're going to start there, and he's talking about doing a breakfast buffet. So doing sandwiches and coffee and everything like that, which we need that big lot because, Charlie, every year, how many people go on that ride?
A lot. A lot of them like to go down to the Keys and stuff like that. And so now we're not going all the way down to Key West, right? We're going...
No, Isle Morada. In fact, it says it right there. It says St. Pete to Isle Morada, which is actually Clearwater to Isle Morada. Well, we're getting pictures while I love it. So we're going from St. Pete to Isle Morada, which really it's Clearwater to Isle Morada, but it's Clearwater, Pinellas Park, St. Pete. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's where we're going. It's right in that range. So we're going to start at Quaker Steak and Lube. We're going to get there. I talked to Bill Church about doing a breakfast thing. So we're going to do a breakfast. You get there early. From there, you can either shoot down 19 or shoot out 110th out to 275, go over the bridge. And we still got to do the middle stops, which we're going to wait until after this whole thing goes, but we'll find the middle stops. But I think that's going to be a big turnout if we get back to normal.
Sadly, we got to wait to see who's left open, who actually reopens and stuff before we can do.
And that's part of it. It's like we got to figure out what businesses we can stop at, who wants us there. I'm sure they're all going to want business. But at the same time, if we're all in these, and this is going to be one of the, probably one of the first things that's back running that is still being planned. I mean, because they canceled all the big events. I just heard Myrtle Beach is backed up now too, so Myrtle Beach isn't going to happen. That's going to go back to October.
They canceled this one. They're going to do their October one.
So they're doing October. Leesburg's doing October. Thunder Beach is doing October.
Now, is Leesburg backed up, or they cancel and just going to do it next year?
I think they just straight up canceled. Leesburg straight up canceled, and they're going to just say, and their thing was, we'll see you next year.
Yeah, I know Arcadia's moved back to November 7th.
November 7th. We did get that. I think it's in the magazine too. I think
Plant City Bike Fest moved back to October 5th.
So they're at least planning October. I'm not planning October. I'm thinking that we're going to try and get something in. You're going to have bars and restaurants back open before June. Or at least by June.
The good thing
there's no doubt about it's got to be.
The good thing about the Soak the Sore Ass Run, you're not having to buy tickets, things like that. You're not having to drive ticket sales to make it happen, or drive a lot of people. People already know what this is. It's going to be just us riders, so it's a little different than trying to get the big basket for a concert or for a bike fest or something like that.
Agreed.
So we can get rolling with something.
And groups of 9 or less could go together. If it still doesn't happen, we can do groups of 9 or less, and they can ride together and do the stops, and we can kind of hold off, and when the 9 group comes, they have to hang outside, or we put areas where there's squares where they can stand 6 feet apart. It's going to happen. I mean, there's no doubt that we're planning that. What's going on? What is it?
Tony has a dog, and he lives with a few cats.
I do have a cat, Simon. Yes, my Remy. He does live with me, and I am a dog. Thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. That's the one comment that he gives us. That's it. Thanks, Simon.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Yep.
And all those changes I made for your article, and you're going to call me a dog. Man, what a guy. I love it. Anyway, so he's got an article in the magazine this month. There it is with Arcadia. Too bad they can't flip through the magazine with us this month. Is that possible, guys? Let's see if Howard. I'm going to throw technical.
I've thrown the link.
Oh, look it. He's right there on it.
I put the
so
link
just flip
on.
through it. There you go. By the way, the Omaha Steaks right there is a website called Media Bids. So when I didn't have any ads, and what it is if you call those, they got great deals. But we make money if you pick up the phone and call them and give them I think a 90-second whatever. So every 90-second call that they do, they take from that, we get paid for. So it's kind of like a put it in, and if it receives calls, it does get pay us. So, but you can see Arcadia right there. This will be great. We'll just flip through the magazine. Is rescheduled for November 7th. Of course, iMotorsports, Hyder and Chris and the whole crew down there. We're Indian down in St. Pete. Awesome guys, awesome place. They take great care of you and do a good deal. They're selling bikes. They definitely take care of you. We did a live stream from there with John and everybody. What an awesome store. All right, next pages. There we go. Oh, my article, I went off on who knows what tangent. So
yeah, you get the nasty grams from it.
Yep, I always write something, and you know what? I should do. Well, you know what grinds my gears?
Oh yeah.
I should do a Peter Griffin grinds my gears article.
Grinds your gears. Yeah,
But this is our new ad for the virtual online bike show. We'll go through it all. It's only 6
What ruffles my Texas goatee you're growing there, or whatever.
It is. Look at it. It's luxurious today too. I actually put some extra conditioner in, and I was going to braid it, and I said, oh, good idea.
He's really clean.
Oh, you go back up, we'll go through the magazine. Flip the next ones here. There we go. Oh, the winner. They actually had the winner, Iron Horse. I talked to Kenny. I stopped by Bert's, and Kenny was there. And that's the one that goes all over the place. And the guy bought it. He was one of the last guys to buy a ticket the night before they did the drawing. And then they called him, and he came by and picked up the bike and the trailer, I think. So that's Halifax Urban Ministries. If you've ever bought the tickets and you got a free T-shirt, that's him. Barney's, I saw them post this, and I thought that was great to put out there. They're open, but you got to call and make an appointment first. So when I saw that, they put this out to all their people, because I think in the text it says, this is why we sent out this email, but it's not an email. I thought it was cool, though. So we'll flip to the next one. Make sure you call if you're going to go to Barney's. Of course, some of these are just there. Oh, you can listen to my dad and Tracy every morning.
You know, they have a good little radio show. I've been catching them. They have a great radio show. You know, you think maybe someday he'd have us come on there, you know. And,
listen, I've suggested.
Paul.
Or he could come on here, you know, and we can do it that way.
Both ways.
He's got 106.1 FM and 1340 AM WTAN, Wu-Tan, down there. But they live stream it every day on Facebook and YouTube, so you can catch it there. You got Manny, LED Forever. Josephine, still over at Bert's Barracuda, of course.
And Aunt Debbie.
There's our Florida motorcycle resource right there, FloridaMotorcycleRider.com. That's a great ad. Sign up for the newsletter, all types of good stuff. Of course, sponsored by attorney Fran Hosh, which I haven't said her name yet. I'm sorry, it's been so long that I haven't even said Fran. Of course, I got my red, white, and blue Fran Hash hat on.
And we got her right here.
Yep, and we got her right here with the St. Patrick's Day back cover.
And I tell you what, you can
bring it back to us, and we'll pull up that Fran COVID thing, too.
She's been extremely safe about stuff, but boy, has she not been supporting the community all the way around. You know, I have to send her a big thank you and everything else. I mean, she is just, her and Rhett's been out there.
Hundreds of pizzas. Now, here's what they've done. Now, listen to this. Fran's always sends her girls out there. They buy lunches and stuff like that. And what's amazing is they've been sending pizzas out to the police, the firefighters, the EMS, the hospitals, anybody who's out there working. The shops that are still open. And I asked Fred, I said, man, that's a lot. He goes, hundreds and hundreds of pizzas out there to make sure these people still have food while they're eating, or they know they're not forgotten. What they do for this community cannot be replicated by anybody, or even, you know, you can't even talk crap about it, because it's like, oh, they're just doing that to get it. They care. They care. Yes, it's a business structure and strategy, but if that woman bought you pizza or gave you a gift card, or, you know, said something or put you on a billboard or took your picture with you're going to remember her. So when you do get an accident, or a car or bike, remember, car or bike, they handle all of that. That's who you call first. I mean, and that's just good business practice, but they actually care.
And they only ask you to do one thing: carry uninsured motorists on your insurance.
Can you bring up the COVID thing while we talk about that? Yeah, the red, white, and blue Fran. There it is. That's our back cover this month. And, you know, Fran's family has immune issues. Like, Fran's allergic to everything. So they're very much sequestered away from the world right now. But, I mean, I've talked to Red a million times. We've done a lot of live streams with the bands. That says, as a dedicated member of our community, the Fran Hosh Law Group is closely monitoring the impact of COVID-19. As always, we are committed to supporting those affected during the crisis, and we'll be here with unwavering allegiance when it is over. I'm reading it from far away. With common sense, compassion, and social responsibility, we will get through this together. You and your family are in our prayers. May God bless everyone with health and safety. That's amazing right there. That she does care. Like, attorney and good words together usually in sentences don't go together. You know, nobody likes the attorney because you got to pay them. They don't do this attorney, this family, everything. Just great people. Attorney Fran Hosh.
If we have her video that we can do for our commercial break, then maybe we can run that break.
Let's do. You got the longer Fran commercial ready?
He's listening in his ear right there.
I'm putting him. Hey, we even said, we told him, we said,
we're
going to be like, I said, we're going to throw him for a loop. He goes, let's plan this out. I said, nah, we're going to go off the cuff today a little bit. All right, so we're going to play a quick Fran commercial while we gather our thoughts, figure out what we're going to say in the second half of the show. So enjoy. We'll be right back, everybody.
I decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. I enjoy being a passionate advocate for my clients, and I'm so grateful that being a lawyer also allows me to make a positive impact on our community. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
Having been through a serious accident myself, I understand how instantly isolated someone can feel during the immediate aftermath. We try to shed light on a client's situation so that they don't feel so isolated, knowing that they have us on their side, working towards a resolution on their behalf. That's where we come in, and that's what the firm did for me as well. We fight to set clients on the right track so that they can try to get back to the life they had prior to the accident.
A fellow was texting and driving and came across the line, hit me head on. Just a horrific accident. I literally thought I was going to die. You know, I've dealt with thousands of wrecks in my life being on the fire department and never thought I would be in that situation. Fran is a big sponsor of a lot of the restaurant events for bikers and things like that. So I knew that she had a lot of experience in wrecks and things. So she was the first one I thought of to call. She's a bulldog. They found out things that I didn't think were possible to find out. When you're laying in a hospital bed and you're hurting, I understand it. It's scary, but if you have Fran Hosh on your side, it should alleviate a lot of your worries. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
They have their own lives to take care of, whether it's family, a job, or all the above. We endeavor to shield clients from the stressors of an injury claim so that they can try to focus on what is truly important.
The culture of this firm is based on charity, compassion, and I like to surround myself with team members that are going to treat a client like they're part of our family. Community is number one to me. We do a food drive every year. If it's a cancer benefit, a food benefit, something for the animals, something for veterans, we love to be involved in that. The bikers are such a charitable group of people, and they have the biggest hearts. I love being part of that community. This can be devastating to have an accident, and it's just a priority of mine to make sure they get the best medical care possible to make a full recovery.
Where's it at?
All right, we're back.
We are back. Charlie, we were just talking about Lebanon Station. What is that? We've actually did a poker run and probably may do it this time too. You think we can sneak through Yeehaw Junction?
Yeehaw Junction.
Everybody says, oh, I drove through there. Yeah, you don't want to stop there usually. it's quite scary. Yeah, Yeehaw Junction down there. That's at the, where is that? At the end of the...
Is it around Lake Okeechobee? I forgot where it's at.
It's down by Okeechobee, but it's where you pick up the turnpike, I want to say, right?
Something like that.
It's Yeehaw Junction. You should know this, Charlie.
I can't. I ain't been that far south down there too many times.
Between St. Cloud and Melbourne.
That's on the other side of the state. Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere next to, you don't know where you're at, Bill, right? Yeah.
You wonder what happened to civilization really then whenever you look at your phone, there's no cell phone service.
When they say middle of nowhere, you think Yeehaw Junction. That's what I think, at least. I mean.
You hear banjos.
Oh, listen.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go back to the magazine and flip through there. We didn't get a chance to talk about International Female Ride Day. I know there's a couple of those all over, right? Mm-hmm. Robin's probably going to do one. We were talking about that. But this is the Sarasota one I saw, scheduled for May 2nd. I'm being proactive, thinking things are going to happen back in May. Mm-hmm. I think they are. I hope they are. So I'm putting some May events in here. That next one right there is the VHVUSA.org. It's the first annual Ride for Our Vets and Tykes. So that's through Rider Now. That was Valerie. She had that in her book, and I saw that. She sent it to me to share it. So I was like, oh, of course it's got Fran Hosh on there. We'll share the heck out of it. So we'll flip through those. That's May 23rd. Of course, Ride Like a Pro, always fun, and it's always a good read. Mm-hmm. You know, I like his, it's short and sweet. He talks about great things that affect you on a motorcycle. If you've ever seen his show, Motorman puts on a great show. He's funny, too. Like, he'll make you laugh 3 or 4 times in there, and it's worthwhile to watch him. And every time I watch it, I learn something new, like the way he handles that big bike, the way he flips it around. And what's cool is he'll put his wife on the front, and he'll sit on the back. And then she flips it around. He goes, it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, you can control this bike. All you got to do is know its limits. And look where you're going, know the friction zone. His videos are great. He's worth spending a few bucks on just to, freshen up what you know on a bike,
Well, check out the comment Wreaths Across America just sent us. They posted on our Facebook page.
Well, can't thank Full Throttle Fran enough for everything. We'll get through this. Stay safe. Thank you, Wreaths Across America up in Bushnell, Florida. That's great. Now, I got a chance to go up to see where those wreaths are made and grown, which is pretty awesome. Like, I went up with Fran up in the Maine where they do all the Wreaths Across America are grown on the trees, and how they, I forget what it was called, they nip or prune or trim them, and then they clip them or something like that, and then they take them and they make millions of wreaths. Like, I'm not talking tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, millions of wreaths to send out, and at Christmas time that goes on the military tombstones, and they still don't have them for all of them. Some of them don't even have enough to cover them all, and that stinks. But
they put them in different areas of the cemetery.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right, back to the magazine. We'll flip through here. Charlie, take it. You get the next couple pages.
Tip something there, I forgot.
You just skipped through the Diva Angels?
No, we got the Diva Angels. Of course, the Diva Angels has always helped us out with a lot of things, from the expo to bike events, poker runs, everything else. So Diva Angels has always been great to have around. Those ladies do a great job, and they drive you crazy sometimes, but F-Bomb and the crew, you never know what. Robin, all of them, Teresa, Tracy, they're all great. So what else we got good?
First Choice Pharmacy?
First Choice Pharmacy. Man, I bet you those poor folks are busy and everything else. And who knows, maybe if we can get the cure and the all the other stuff for this coronavirus, check out the folks First Choice Pharmacy. Maybe they can get you set up with what we need to have that for the vaccine and everything else.
They were a new sponsor for us for the expo this year, and very cool. Like, you could set up your pills to be individually made, and then they're actually made into these, what do you call them, like to-go pods, where you rip them off, and you can, bubble packs, I think that's what they call them, bubble packs. So you can put your medication in there, and if you're going away for 3 days, you take the 3 days off and you put it in your thing, and your meds are all there situated. They used Skittles in them, I think, is what they did with...
that was their...
I remember the kids that we had, my brother's kids and my kids, they were opening up and eating them. I said, what are you guys eating? I said, those are pills. They're like, no, they're Skittles.
They're Skittles, just to give you an idea what to do.
They're like, yeah, they put Skittles in them. I said, oh, that makes more sense now, because if you're eating pills like candy, we have issues
I was so stressed around the stage, I think I took a whole pack from
I said, this isn't Pasco, we're in Clearwater. No, I'm kidding.
They donated some to my office for my kids, so I work at a school. They donated like
They're very cool. Yeah, they're neat. Scooter Haven sent this to me. Now, I don't know if officially they're still doing things on April 3rd through the 5th, which would be this weekend, or the 17th through the 19th. I can't speak for them, but they said, well, here's our ad. So I put it in there. There's a stay-at-home order, of course. I don't know. I put it in there. Know that Scooter Haven is up there, and you can ride to it, and you just can't.
Just give them folks a call, check out their Facebook, stuff like that for their schedule.
I don't know how to officially say if they're open or not. I don't know if they are. I don't know if people are camping up there. I just don't know. So, again, they gave me that ad and said, here you go. And I was like, okay, we'll put it in the book. What's our next couple pages here? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. A limo company that helped us out. And Hitch World, those are one and the same. They can do hitches, and then you got the limo company, corporate airport, weddings and anniversaries, charters and shuttles, proms and graduations, and a night on the town. Charlie, want to go a limo night on town?
A night on the town in Newport Richey. Oh boy.
Yeah, right now let's just drive through across the bridge, loop around, come back. There you go.
You can go to the empty park.
And then, of course, Paul and Tracy on every morning, right there on Good Morning Clearwater, 106.1 FM, weekdays, 8 a.m. till 10 a.m.
And, of course, there's your recap for the No Class Riding Bike Show that you went out and covered that, because on that day, I think we had 3 different bike shows going on the Saturday of the bike week.
It was the first real big shutdown that I think I remember seeing. Like they shut down Bike Week on Saturday. Dumbest thing they could have done. It was one more day. All they had to do was leave it open until Sunday. If they would have shut down Sunday, then everybody would have been going home anyway. No, they chose to shut down Friday night at midnight.
It was all a political move.
So all Saturday, it was like, is it open? Is it not? And what's going on? And we had 2 bike shows, and then Corey Souza has his bike show, and there was a couple other sound competitions around. It was just, to say the least, very confusing, and the bikers were not going to leave, that's for sure. They said,
were still out partying like it was 1999
well,
anyway.
You know how much they paid for those rooms on Saturday night
Yep.
alone? I mean, don't get me wrong, those rooms
they
were
would not
probably
have got that money back.
$500. No. So they stayed and partied. And in my opinion, you closed the outside ones where people could space out a little bit. You shoved them all on the inside ones where you made them all get closer to each other. Well, I said, what kind of smartness is that if you want spacing?
Here's what got me on Bike Week. It was amazing how many people were out there just begging and wanting to see the police basically come down the street, shoving people out to stop Bike Week. That was what was sad about it. You know, of just, and, you know, we were all there. We had a good time. Nobody bothered anybody. Nobody did anything. And it was very simple. If you didn't want to come, don't come.
Yeah.
You know, but don't try to say, why aren't the police or the military, why aren't they ordering it to be shut down, you know? That was what irked me the most about it.
Listen, I'm going to go back to what I was saying before I got in. You're talking, and again, I'm going to do this with all up due respect because, yes, there are deaths from this. But the reason there's numbers and tracking on this is because we're tracking this. If we were tracking other things that are issues right now, like broken legs because of skateboarding, you'd have an increase of those if you were, because people would be talking about it. If you were talking about herpes right now, and cases of herpes new that are coming out, those would be increasing because you're tracking it. We're tracking this, so that's why everything's so bad. I understand that there's deaths and there's issues with this, and it's a little stronger than most, but it's like the flu, very much so. Population of Florida that I looked up has been growing, increasing the last couple of years. They don't have what 2019 is, but 2018 was 21,400,000, so about 21 and a half. 21 and a half million people here. Do you know how many cases we have in the state of Florida?
6,000, I think it is.
8,000 now.
8,000.
8,000 isn't even a percent. It doesn't even make up 1%. Yes, the numbers are going to grow. Yes, I understand this. And maybe I'm going off on a different tangent. But you're talking less than 1% of the state of Florida has this that we're tracking. Now, if you were tracking the fact of everybody having, you know, club foot, it'd be the same thing. I'm just saying if you were tracking something, of course it's going to go up. That's how it works.
Well, it's a different day in media. You know, me and you were talking about it at the office. On our one day, we were allowed to come in and get the book together. And, you know, you asked me, had I ever seen a pandemic like this before? And I told you the closest we ever come was probably back in the early 80s when the AIDS pandemic came out. But the big difference is we didn't have the panic news networks like we have now with like MSNBC and CNN, stuff like that, where they're on 24 hours a day yelling, panic, 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 the sky's falling, everybody panic. You know what I mean? It wasn't that 24-hour news cycle like it is now.
Our governor comes out and says, okay, we're not going to shut down the state because there's a lot of counties. There's a lot of counties that don't have anything. I get that. Okay, there's a lot of areas that have 1 or 2 cases. And if they catch them, they quarantine them, and it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, so why do you go from 1 to 4 days ago, you're like, we're not going to shut down the state because it's not as bad here. It's only bad in, you know, Miami area and these other areas. Next thing you know, oh, well, we got to shut down the state. It's a stay-at-home order. Why? Who pressured him? I mean, I know he said he's taking his roles from the president, but, and don't get me wrong, every time I hear people talking about it, it sounds insensitive to the deaths that have happened from this, and I am truly sucks, and I have a ton of empathy for anybody that has gotten this and has dealt with major issues, and it sucks. It's scary. Breathing is, and one of my things, one of my pet peeves is breathing. I know that it's
and
I play hockey.
And I hate to say it, there's some people out there who want a no breathing order put in there because they say breathing is how you take it in. I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. But the reason the governor went ahead and did the stay-at-home order is there was a certain group who actually tried to go into a judge and have a judge take over the state and him make a judicial order for a shutdown. So finally the governor said, okay, fine, we'll just do it.
Well, you had the church guy. What was the church had their sermon, and then they arrested him. And I don't know if that's legal. I mean, you have the right. Isn't one of the amendments the right to religion?
The First Amendment is a right to peacefully assemble to worship. And
I mean, you can't go in there and arrest a guy because you're telling him that. I mean, so it's these blurred lines now that people don't have. Like, even well, what's essential? Am I essential? Do I feel who's essential? Who's this? this? Who's that? I know we're going off the cuff on a lot of this shit. And excuse my language, but it is. We don't know. There's no set precedent for this.
Nope.
But the fact that, you know, the masses can persuade the governor to make a decision that he made based on a decision he already made. Oh, we don't just need to lock it down. Oh, yes, you do. Though everybody's hurting everybody else. Nobody's hurting you if you have the choice to stay at home. That's your choice. Like, you have the choice to go to a baseball game if you want. That's your choice. If you choose not to, then you didn't go to the baseball game. You're taking away freedom of choice right now. You're taking away the idea of what you can do and you can't do.
And they're trying to avoid saying that one little cliche, but we are pressed up so close to martial law, it's not even funny. And they're just kind of calling it a nice little name of, you know, the stay-at-home order and stuff like that, or the separation.
They don't want to bring that up because that's what scares the world is the martial law. But, you know, right now we're being told what we can and can't do. I'm sorry, that's
so now they call
over an invisible
orders.
Terrorist. You know what I mean? You want my honest opinion? We're being told what we can and can't do by something that we don't know what it is or where it's even at. And so that's it right there. We're being told what we can do by something that doesn't even show itself.
And if you want to make people panic more, tell them that you can't do something. Guess what they're going to do? They're you know. Let's see, first it was a run on toilet paper, then it was a run on Lysol, now it's a run on Tylenol, you know, because they say don't take anything but Tylenol.
What was that?
Yeah, you know, don't take it's this panic run of everybody now.
And we haven't even touched on the base of the unemployment rate. I don't know what the new one came out is just now.
4 million.
6.6 last I saw.
4 million new ones to go up to 6.6 million people in 2
million.
weeks.
Come on, this is
the highest ever.
You know, we sit here talking, Charlie. You and I, our life and livelihood for the last how many years together
10
have
years
been based
almost.
on advertising.
10 years, yep.
You and I,
and mass gatherings, yep.
Our livelihood is based on advertising, promoting events, and doing things in communities, at groups, at bars, at restaurants. Right now, you and I are looking at a full month, if not 2 months, of nothing.
Yep.
Of advertisers. Probably not going to buy ads. I mean, besides the dealerships, if we could talk to, you know, but this, you know, I'm going to go, we got to figure out if we're going to drive Uber Eats or Publix or where we go from next because we'll do this on the side.
60% of Florida's GDP is mass gathering events. And I'm not talking about like Major League Baseball, NFL, stuff like that. I'm talking about beaches, bike nights, events, concerts.
Tourism is our number one.
All the way around. Disney. You know,
Busch Gardens, Disney, SeaWorld. It's all about
mass gatherings. Is Florida's lifeline to stay afloat. You know, and a lot of people are missing that. So yeah, I know why Governor DeSantis was so, you know, reluctant, because that's pulling the plug on Florida's way to make money.
It's definitely different. It's definitely going to be a different world when we come out of this. It's a different world we live in right now. It's definitely going to be a crazy different world when we come out of this. You know, who's going to survive the 30 days? I mean, literally, that's the question. And it's scary. A lot of people will. I think, you know, we were talking, a lot of people will come out of the 30 days, but, you know, you got to rebuy. If you're a restaurant, everything you have is out of date. Right? All the food you had has expired. So as a restaurant now, you have to go buy all new merchandise. Is that correct, John? Right? Am I wrong at this? So everything you got to go buy. So if you're a restaurant, you go, oh yeah, we're going to open back up. Well, you better have about $2-3 grand to go buy the product you need to cook first, number one. And now your margins are so much less because you just spent retail value probably to get your food in to sell at retail prices. You're not going to be making a lot of profit there. You're going to get the bartenders and waitresses that who knows if you need to bring them all back or if they picked up another job or they're doing something else. It's just going to be a different world when you come back and look at it. I know I've gone on this tangent. I really didn't want to talk about it all, but it's really scary and frustrating at the same time.
Well, it comes down to something my dad, who probably would be considered a prepper now, used to
where would hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. Where would your dad be in all this? Because he was Mr. Blunt.
He would be. He would be the I told you, boy, it was coming. I told you know but he used to have a saying, said, in this world you got to have money just to survive. And now we're seeing that. Night train. I know you said it shall pass. You're right, but people can't wait for it to pass. They got to. I'm sorry, they said, oh, you don't have to worry about paying your rent and everything else. Guess what? If you don't pay your rent, The day it's over, the first thing to do, the police are going to be banging on your door, giving
45
you
days.
your eviction notice.
They're giving you 45 days, but doesn't mean you can't pay it.
Yep.
So
you still have to pay it.
Hey, we're going to give you 45 days, but by the way, with those 30 of the 45 days that you didn't pay your rent and you didn't have a job, you're still going to have to pay.
Yeah.
So what's that do for you? What's that do for anybody out there? You gave me time. Okay, so now my debt. You better be 500. Better be the average credit score here coming up soon to get a house. John, your wife does that. 500 is going to have to be where we're at. If that 500 is going to be a good credit score coming up here soon.
You score 660.
660.
660.
660. It used to be what, 720 to get a house? 620.
Yeah,
620.
it's actually gone up.
So it's going up. It's going to come back down then. Because you don't think so? Oh, see, his wife's real estate. What's her show?
She's Moving Forward TV.
Moving Forward TV, right here on WeBeam TV, correct? Right here on WeBeam. John does great stuff with us. John, pop in here, wave everybody, because they can see you at least.
And while John's popping in, Helen, you're right. Rent's due, electric's due. Today when I get home, I got to pay my cable bill. Me calling saying, hey, we're in the middle of a shutdown. They're going to say, well, fine, guess what? And next thing you know, internet and TV and everything's gone blank. And if you don't pay it, you got no entertainment.
Yeah, you better
around watching the ceiling fan go around.
Yeah, electric and cable. Those are the two bills I guess you got to figure out how to pay, because that way you can still do something.
And what's great with me is there's not many. I got a great landlord. He doesn't bother me about things, and everything else. But there's others if you owe rent on 1st or 15th, they're already banging on your door saying, where's my money?
Today's the 3rd. People have been off since before the 10th, around the 10th. So you tell me if you got rent. Most people don't have a surplus of money.
And you're saying, well, I don't have a job right now because of the coronavirus. They say, well, then you don't have a house either.
Well, they can't kick you out. They cannot. They did sign an order that for 45 days they cannot kick you out of your place.
Well, here's the sleight of hand. Police are not going and serving papers. But that doesn't mean your landlord cannot physically go get the papers and bring them to you.
You give your 30 days and the 15th, and then it's all up and done.
He can get the ball rolling already. Right.
Sheriff won't enforce that.
But your landlord can already get the ball rolling. That's the sleight of hand here.
We will get through it. Listen, everybody says the same thing. We'll get through it. Yeah, we're going to get through it. What state are we going to be in when we're done when we do get through it? You want my honest opinion? My question to you is, yeah, of course we're going to get through it. Just like Charlie said, the sun's going to rise, and set. Yeah, I get it. We're going to get through this, of course. If you are breathing and you're walking, yeah, we're going to get through it. But what state is this country going to be in when it's done? Do you want to, if we get through it and it's like, Walking Dead, do you want to live in that? Is that what you really want? You know what I mean? I know John's giving thumbs up over here, but you know what I'm saying? You sit here and you go, yeah, we're going to get through it. But what's number one state of mind of people? I find myself already kind of getting overly anxious, overly frustrated, I walked in here super frustrated, on the verge of tears at points. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've been on the verge of tears the last couple of days going, where does this put us? Where are we going? What is life going to bring here after? And of course everybody has that same question. Is my business going to make it through? Is life going to be the same? We have to prepare ourselves for the known fact that no, life will not be the same when this is done. I'm sorry to say that.
Tony, I'm going to throw this
bearer of bad news.
There's a big group saying, see, the government take care of you. I don't want to be in that group wanting the government to take care of me. I like coming to work. You already seen where I've already bugged you, like, Tony, even if there's nobody there, can I just go to the office, even if I just got to sit there and, and play on my computer or something just to have somewhere to go, Well,
we're media, so
I don't want to be dependent on the government.
I don't either. That's why we work and we do what we do, and every, God-fearing person wants a job that they can stand on their own, make their own money, and pay their bills. That's it. I don't want to wait for a check and, what is that, socialism,
Yeah, democratic socialists, And it's a shame that its politics are getting in there, but
Simon
it's true.
said we need to calm down. Yeah, you know what? I'm trying. I am very much trying to calm down, but the frustration's building up in me, and it's only 3 days into a month of this. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm going off and I'm wrong. I'm right. I don't care where I'm at. I'm just saying these are statements that are going to be true facts. Where are we going to be when this is done? What state is this country going to be in? What mental state is our American citizens going to be in? And is it going to be fearing every person in 6 feet away for the next, ever? I mean, they tried that 6 foot back in the day, didn't they? with the strip clubs, and that didn't work.
Well, and the free spending is going to stop. You're going to have people now all of a sudden say, I don't want to ever be in this spot again, to where they're going to start, you know, hoarding it, where, no, I'm not going to go out and spend money to go to a baseball game or to a bike event, or to, I'm just going to sit here and hoard money, to where when the next panic comes, I'm not in the same boat.
That's it. That's it. I mean, does this open your mind for next time? So are you really going to start surplusing? So in just everyday life, you know, we made fun of the doomsday preppers, you know, all those people that have done this. And I don't say made fun of them, but I'm saying, you know, there's shows on Netflix of the doomsday preppers, and you know, the bunkers, and these people that save food, and you go, oh man, yeah, look at these guys, they're gonna do all this. And now maybe this is something different. Maybe we do start, maybe this does open the eyes to the American public, saying, hey, maybe I should have $1,000, $2,000 put aside, God forbid, just like this. Maybe I should have $3,000, $4,000 aside in cash somewhere, just because if this happens again, I'm not super screwed like I was this time. Do we do it with hurricanes? When we see, you know, why I have extra cases of water in my house for that reason alone, so when the hurricane does approach or start coming this way, which I can't believe the news is already forecasting the storm systems for this year, and they're saying it's going to be worse than it's been the last couple of years. Don't talk about that crap right now. Literally, save it.
One problem at a time.
Nobody wants to effing hear how bad the storm systems are going to be this year in Florida when we're dealing with this. I want to look at the news and shake them this morning when they're like, yeah, it's going to be normal 12 storms. We're looking at 16 with 7 bad ones. I'm like, I will come through that TV and punch you in your face.
You know what? We'll cross that bridge to get to it.
Yeah, wash it all away. Yeah, you wash the COVID down the drain.
So,
give it to the fish.
And speaking of hurricanes, you know, one of the big events that's coming up later in the year is the Thunder on the Water. Try to get back to some good stuff to look forward to here instead of the doomsday stuff. Thunder on the Water, you know, cruise coming up. So that's going to be November 28th through December 3rd.
You're going to push a cruise?
That's right. We're going to push a cruise.
Damn right we are. I'm going to swim next to it.
That's right. We're going to get the Lysol out and everything else, and away we go, you know. So, but
hey, you pay for this cruise, you might get a month cruise out of it. So we're gonna do
pay
that.
for a week, get 3 weeks free. I mean, gee whiz. So, but yeah, we got to do it because, you know, Franny is one of the sponsors of that and everything, and we got to look forward to something
it's down the way
and get started. Great way to finish off Thanksgiving. You're tired of the mother-in-law and everything else. Hey, we're going on a cruise, so. You know, who knows? Christmas, you might get to spend it out in the Gulf. Who knows? And then the big one I've been pushing for.
Here you go, Charlie. Talk about it. Bring it up.
This is the Full Throttle Magazine Ride to Sturgis. Now, of course, you know, they call me Mr. Sturgis and everything. Tony's kind of gave me that ball to run with. And I tell you what, Buffalo Chip has always been great to us. This will be the 6th year we've been out there.
Have we been going that long?
This will be our 6th year.
Do you remember the first time we drove and we came up that dirt road? And
we're like,
so we're coming up, and I remember we've been in the car, you, me, and Dew.
Yeah, for 22 straight hours or something like that.
No, 36, man. 36 straight hours with Charlie, Dew, and myself in the car. The minute we came up across that road and we saw Buffalo Chip, man, I felt like a 2-year-old seeing Disney World for the first time.
Yeah, you were hanging out the window barking, I think it was.
I think I live streamed it. If I could, I could probably go back and find that live stream on our page.
And the funny story about that, we get there and we're like 10 minutes late to get in, and Tony's just having a total meltdown. So this little skinny old guy comes up and has Buffalo Chips, and Tony's just screaming at him. We've been in the truck for 36 hours. We get here 10 minutes late. We're Full Throttle Magazine. You know, we want to get in here. And the guy said, well, who's your rep? And so our rep comes out, Nyla, and she's just sweet as can be. And I says, well, you know, y'all going to have to camp out front, but I'll take you for the tour. So she's taking us for the tour in the golf cart, and Nyla's trying to be so proper, and she said, okay, this is our concert area, this is our food area, this is our bath area. The guy you yelled at was Woody. He owns the whole thing. This is where you're going to come into. And Tony's going, wait, run that by me again. The guy Tony yelled at was Woody, the owner of Buffalo Chip, and he was about that tall in the seat of the golf cart, and me and Dew were rolling laughing.
It was so bad. I was so embarrassed because
it was like, I got to go apologize.
It was probably the most embarrassing thing, because I'm sitting there screaming. I'm like, we're 10 minutes late. Let us in. We were the first one, not like we were, you know, 50 back. We were like right there, and they stopped it right in front of us. We're like, you just let those people in. Let us go camp. And they're like, no, like you have to camp out front underneath the Buffalo Chip sign. They're like, you could stay anywhere out front here.
Yep.
And we're like, wait, what? And they're like, you can stay out here. So we, after yelling and getting and then feeling like I was an idiot.
And I tell you what, Woody was so great about it. He's like, Tony, this is not going to be the first time I'm yelled at this year. It's not going to be the last time. You could tell he's been there and done it.
We hammered that. We freaking made the best out of that. We got our stuff. We camped out. We were in the middle of this huge field underneath, like the stars. You're talking South Dakota. There's not a lot of extra light.
Is bright and
so there's not a lot of lighting out there. So when we got set up, it was just about dusk. We got a grill going. We made some food. And you could see every star in the sky out there. Like, there's no excess lighting or bother. You know, it's different when you're out in a country like that.
Remember, we just left the truck in line and had to tote everything over.
Everything and made our food and slept out there.
And, of course, Tony had the great idea. Let's don't take our bikes this year. We found out real quick, no, you don't go to Sturgis without your scooter. It's almost impossible to get around.
Did we not take bikes that year?
We didn't take bikes. Remember, we brought the small U-Haul trailer, and I squashed the armadillo in Texas and broke all the wiring off the lighting of the U-Haul trailer in the middle of the night that we didn't even know about.
Yeah, we did.
Went 1,500 miles with no lights on the trailer.
Yeah, we got pulled over. Didn't we get pulled over?
No, but I remember I found it when we got there, all the wires dragging behind.
I woke up. I was sleeping in the front seat. I woke up. I looked up. Just in time to see Charlie go, oops. And then he was like, well, that's one less armadillo on the road.
Hey, he rolled the dice crossing the highway. In Texas, you got it's state law. You got to run it, squash an armadillo.
And he knocked our lights out, right? The trailer lights.
Ripped the wiring harness off of it. Yep. Had to fix it while we was in
Charlie,
Sturgis.
20 seconds left. We talked about a lot of stuff. Make sure you guys go sign up for our new bike show. Vote now. Sign up on the 11th. We'll announce the winners, and we'll start the new one. 10 seconds. Charlie, take us away. Let's you say goodbye today.
Hey, everybody be safe. We know we griped a little bit and everything else, but we want everybody to be safe. Next month, we're going to be back. So people, please, please have fun. Enjoy. Don't kill everybody, and we'll see you next week.